On the day PlayStation Mobile died, a lot of software really went off the market, or did it? There are rumors all over the net about various PlayStation Mobile games being ported over to the PlayStation Vita as a native game, or even to the PlayStation Vita and other consoles. Aqua Kitty DX was originally a PlayStation Mobile title, and it's on the Vita and PS4. There are also rumors going around that the Fragments Note visual novel is in the process of also being ported to the PS Vita as a native title. To get things started with the revival of PlayStation Mobile in the form of PS Vita games, I have a review of a game collection for you. Here is my official review of the Quiet Collection. The story is a little bit hard to define in this collection because it is, well, a collection of 4 games. Quiet Please, Quiet Christmas, Vacation Vexation, and Candy Please. The basic synopsis is that you're playing as a young girl with her family who's trying to organize and get things going for certain events to happen. In the original game, you were putting your parents and brother to bed so you can go to bed. In the second game, you were getting everything ready for Christmas. In the third game, you are moving around the beach to find a good spot to lay down. And in the fourth game, you're creating and putting on costumes so you can go out to trick-or-treat. The stories aren't incredibly deep in the game, but there is plenty of funny dialogue to keep you entertained as you go through. Each of the 4 games in this collection are 2D side-scrolling puzzle games. This is the same for all of the games, though one of them does throw a few arcade elements into the mix. For the most part, you'll be walking around 2D arenas, such as a house or an outside area around the beach, and you'll have certain objectives, and you'll need to get items to complete those objectives. For example, in the original game, Quiet Please, you need to put everyone to bed. Your dad is watching TV, so you have to figure out how to knock out the TV. So in your trek across the house, you end up finding various tools that you might be able to use to knock out the satellite dish so that he'll be forced to go to bed with no TV. Or your mom is too busy talking on the phone and she's claiming that you have homework that you don't have, so you have to go and find a bottle of wine to keep her busy and allow you to go upstairs. In every game, there are a lot of objectives that you kind of figure out as you go, and there are key items that you can find throughout the building to be able to accomplish those objectives. The main part of the puzzle is finding the items and figuring out what you use each item for. This isn't to say that all of the games are exactly the same. Every time a new game came, they tried to add something to the mix. For example, when Quiet Christmas came out, they added more uses for the latter and a few more extras thrown in that weren't in the original game. Then when Vacation Vexation released, they added a much bigger area for you to explore, as well as the arcade room, where you could actually go into arcade machines and play parodies of Endless Runners or classics like Space Invaders or Frogger. With Candy Please, you had a costume creation and equipment system where you could find various items throughout the house, put them in your closet, and you could combine them to make costumes, such as combining scissors and a sheet to be able to make a ghost costume. There is only one downer I'll mention about the gameplay in this review, and that's the save and exit option in the menu. When you're ever in the middle of the game, you can pause for the menu and you'll have this option that says save and exit. No matter how many times I used this, it would exit the game, but it would not save my progress at all. It didn't matter if I hit save and exit and went right back into the same game again. It would always make me restart from the very beginning. Thankfully, each one isn't terribly long, but it's really not good for your save and exit feature to not actually save game progress. In terms of length, there is plenty for you to go through. Each of the games, if you know exactly what you're doing, should take you maybe 20-25 minutes, with the exception of Vacation Vexation, which is considerably longer. If you're not using a guide and you haven't played these before, I would wager that you'd be spending at least 3 to 4 hours, if not more, on all of them, giving you time to look at everything and figure out all the puzzles. 3 to 4 hours in the game really isn't bad for a game that only costs $5. The Quiet Collection maintains the original visual presentation of the PlayStation Mobile games. It has a very pixelated design to it, but it's done in a very crisp and flawless way. Every edge is perfectly flawless and crisp, even when you're looking at it on the PlayStation TV. The rest of the performance is good as well. The load times are all short, there's never any lag or slowdown. This is really optimized to be played on the Vita, just as it was on PlayStation Mobile. The Quiet Collection took some of the most lighthearted puzzle games you could find on the PlayStation mobile platform and revived them for PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV. On the downside, the save and exit function doesn't actually save your progress yet. Outside of this is a 4-game collection that any puzzle fan will enjoy getting into and is well worth the $5 price tag. PlayStation Vita Reviews rates The Quiet Collection a 9 out of 10. If you'd like to comment on this, feel free to below, or head to our site at vitareviews.net. You can also visit our site for more PlayStation TV compatibility information and for a link to donate to my cause.